of the 2013 United States Video Game National Championships here in scenic Indianapolis, Indiana. Got a great matchup here between Maylee and Beau B to kick it off for tonight. Of course, both of these players are regional champions. Maylee, of course, conquered her home state of California, while Beau took Wisconsin. Going to be a great matchup today, Scott.
It really should. Both of these trainers have shown that they're the best in their age division, and they get a chance to show that to everyone here on the stage at the final battle here of U.S. Nationals.
Yeah, and Beau B going to be right there on the top of your screen. Bell got a sneak peek at his teams before we began. That's going to be Hitmontop, Garchomp, Scizor, Cresselia, Tyranitar, and Zapdos. Maylee will be on the bottom of your screen using a Thundurus, Abomasnow, Gascon, Kekelder, Landorus, and Hydreigon. And it looks like we're getting right underway. Beau decides to lead off with his Zapdos and Tyranitar, while Maylee there at the bottom goes with the Thundurus and the Landorus lead.
Everyone loves the legendaries. Should start off with an exciting turn here. Tyranitar is a rock-type Pokemon, has advantages against flying-type Pokemon like the Genies, but it also has to worry about the other properties of the Genie Pokemon, such as Landorus' ground-type, which will allow it to fire back hard at Tyranitar as well.
Yeah, and that Intimidate as well, weakening the Tyranitar's attack. Tyranitar, the rock dark type Pokemon, loves its attack stat, so having that be lowered really hurts that Pokemon. Very similar sort of lead setups here. Zapdos the electric flying, Thundurus the electric flying, and then the ground sort of rock type Pokemon paired with that.
Yeah, we see a lot of the electric flying type Pokemon. There's very few weaknesses since electric type Pokemon are only weak to ground type attacks and flying gives you immunity to them.
And here goes Maylee's Thundurus with the first attack. Discharge, going to hit all the Pokemon on the field except for that Landorus, that ground type immune to the electric, dealing so much damage. Critical hit onto Beau's Zapdos, and Zapdos faints turn one of the game. Tyranitar takes a little bit of damage also, but here comes the Earthquake. That ground type not affecting Thundurus' flying type. You're going to deal substantial damage to that Tyranitar. The rock type weak to ground. Look at that HP bar go down. It's super effective. Tyranitar goes down, and that's a 2 KO turn for Maylee Hornak.
What a massive turn for Maylee. Now she goes straight to 2 knockouts in the first turn. It's halfway there already. Really tough turn for Beau to try to recover from now. I'm sure he can do it. He's made it to the finals for a reason, but always tough when you're down this much. 4 full health Pokemon have to be knocked out for Beau to come back now.
And here's one of those Pokemon that's fully capable of making that comeback. The Garchomp makes its way onto the field. The Dragon ground-type Garchomp paired with the Cresselia, another very popular duo here. And if anyone can pull off a come-from-behind victory, it's going to be that Garchomp.
Garchomp loves the sand, gives it a boost to its evasion. And since Tyranitar was out here earlier, even though it's gone now, it still has the sand on the field. So Garchomp receiving help from Tyranitar here.
And it looks like Maylee is going to continue to go with what works, using the Discharge, but of course that ground-type Garchomp is not going to take any damage either, so we're just going to deal a little bit of damage to that Cresselia. Very bulky Pokemon. It does get the paralysis. Cresselia now is going to have diminished speed and a diminished chance to move, but Garchomp uses the Swords Dance, going to be drastically increasing its own attack stat, another physical attacker that loves attack boosts, and it's going to be hitting like a truck from now on. Landorus goes with its own Earthquake, same as last turn, but Cresselia's Levitate's going to make that, going to take no damage from that, but some damage onto that Garchomp, which does not manage to evade it with the sand. Oh! Substantial damage to Garchomp. Yes! And Thundurus avoids the Icy Wind. That Ice-type attack from Cresselia would be super effective on both of Maylee's Pokemon. Still hits the Landorus and deals a good bit of damage there, as well as lowering its speed.
Cresselia is going to be clutch for the rest of this battle. Even though it's a Psychic-type Pokemon, it learns Ice-type attacks, and Ice is one of the best attacks in VGC, hitting all 3 of the other Pokemon in the field for super effective damage right now, actually. A lot of really good Pokemon who are weak to Ice-type attacks, and as part of why Cresselia is one of the best Pokemon in this game. And she's going to have to do some serious work for Beau here in order to mount a comeback.
Yeah, it looks like Maylee is perfectly fine just doing what works. The Discharge not going to affect the Landorus, not going to affect the Garchomp. It's still going to get some damage onto the Cresselia that you correctly identified as one of the major threats still on the field. Brings it under 50% health, but activates the Citrus Berry, which is going to regenerate a little bit more HP for that Cresselia, making it a little bit more bulky and a little bit harder for Maylee to manage. Dragon Claw comes in from that Garchomp with the increased attack, dealing with so much damage to Landorus. Beau gets his first knockout of the game. KOs that Landorus, which has been a trouble for him, while Cresselia gets off another icy wind. Landorus not so lucky this time, doesn't get to dodge it, takes some damage, and lowers its speed.
Yeah, icy wind doing some extra damage there. It's hard to compare because it dodged the first one, but because Thunderous' partner was knocked out, attacks like icy wind that hit both of the opponent's Pokemon do extra damage when there's only one Pokemon on the opposite side of the field. So Thunderous being weakened a little more than it might have otherwise then, and helping Beau start to come back in this game.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, Garchomp is one of those Pokemon that can make the comeback, especially with that increased attack. But a cheer comes out from the crowd as Abomasnow makes its way onto the field, summons the Hail with its snow warning, going to eliminate the sand that was currently on the field.
And that'll turn off that sand veil and reduce Garchomp's evasion. I mentioned before we don't see a whole lot of Ice-type Pokemon, even though Ice-type attacks are great. But here's Abomasnow, an actual Ice-type Pokemon, ready to show Cresselia how to use those Ice-type attacks.
Yeah, and if we do see Ice-type Pokemon, it's usually that Abomasnow, just because of that Hail. Garchomp wants nothing to do with that Abomasnow and its super effective Ice-type attacks. Goes for the Protect, while the Blizzard comes out, going to deal some damage to that Cresselia. Will it be enough? Not quite, but it looks like Thunderous has other ideas here. Going to go for its Discharge again. Going to hit its own Abomasnow this time because it's not Ground-type, not immune to that Electric-type attack there. But it will hurt the Cresselia. Not enough. Cresselia barely survives, gets off the Thunder Wave onto Abomasnow, and it looks like Beau has some paralysis in his own he wants to spread.
Yeah, no fun if only one side's getting paralyzed, right? So why not give it to everyone? Abomasnow gonna have a harder time dealing with Garchomp here now that it's been slowed by the paralysis, and we'll have a hard time moving. Sometimes, as Pokemon, once they're paralyzed, can't quite shake it off. Have to take a turn off to get a little shocked.
Definitely true. As we see, the chip damage from that Hail, a little bit of HP every turn, takes down Cresselia, and now it's Garchomp versus the world. Garchomp against Abomasnow and Thunderous. Had some speed reductions there. Garchomp was in a really bad place, but it looks like he will be able to go first now. Gets the Dragon Claw off onto the Abomasnow. Doesn't want to deal with the Ice-type attacks at all. And that boosted Dragon Claw is going to be a KO onto Abomasnow. And we'll see if Thunderous can actually answer. No, it still goes for the Discharge, which is still not going to affect that Garchomp.
Yeah, good spot for Garchomp to be in here. Thunderous doesn't seem to be able to do anything other than fire off those Electric-type attacks. As a Ground-type Pokemon, it's perfectly safe. You just keep hammering away at Thunderous' partners.
Of course, Garchomp is now on a timer. As we mentioned before, Hail taking a little bit of damage every turn. Garchomp's going to have to survive for 2 or 3 more turns there. And Hydreigon, another Dragon-type Pokemon. Of course, Dragon super effective against Dragon. What beats Dragon? Dragon.
Yeah, Hydreigon's going to speed this game up. You know, why wait for the Hail? Just have the Dragons face off here. End the game ourselves.
And here comes the Dragon. Hydreigon is going to connect. Super effective Dragon-type attack onto the Dragon, Garchomp. And Garchomp is going to go down, and Maylee takes the first game of this 3-game series.
Exciting game there. We started out with 2 quick kills by Maylee, and we thought, for sure, Maylee had control of this game. She was going to win. But
Maylee had a really great start there, got the 2 KOs right off the bat. But Beau was able to come back strong. Garchomp almost carried him off the field in victory, but it was just a little bit short. Hopefully, this is a best of 3 series. This isn't best of 1.